The UK's wealthiest landowner is under the spotlight after Dale Vince releases shocking footage from the Duke of Westminster's Cheshire estate. The nation's gardener joins a pro-shooting media platform, and the HSA release a series of damning videos exposing the true face of hunting. Welcome to episode 1 of the Weekly Roundup. Every Sunday, I'll be sitting down and unpacking the goings-on in the world of British wildlife. First up, it's the news that the UK's wealthiest landowner, the Duke of Westminster, landed himself in some hot water after environmentalist, founder of Ecotricity Dale Vince, teamed up with the Mirror to expose the cruel use of snare trap on the Duke's Cheshire estate.
This is the moment a terrified fox, with its head caught in a snare, cowers as it awaits its fate on the shooting estate of the richest landowner in Britain. In this sped up footage, the fox can be seen over the course of 4 minutes, fighting to try free itself, appearing panicked before pausing and panting.
Awful. And yet what's sickening about this is that these snare traps are still entirely legal in England. The cruel devices were recently banned in Wales, something which we really celebrated, and I tip my hat to those who pushed so hard for this win. But the campaign still continues for a snare ban in England. Speaking about this footage, this is what Dale Vince had to say.
It's not just that fox, it's all manner of creatures caught in these snares, this barbaric medieval way of trapping and killing animals just has to stop. And I'm calling on the Duke to meet with me to talk about this and for him to seize the opportunity to be a proper thought leader in this space and to change the relationship between big landowners and nature, from treating nature as a pest to treating nature as a friend.
This isn't just about one fox. Quite frankly, I think there's more chance of me seeing a unicorn in London than the Duke actually accepting the invite. But obviously, it's great to see Dale standing up for wildlife, putting funding towards investigations like this one. So you might be wondering what the estate has had to say on the matter. Well, surprise, surprise, they gave a very predictably guarded response, with a spokesperson for Grosvenor's Eton estate saying, "We use legal cable restraints in a limited capacity as part of necessary conservation efforts to protect red-listed species, as is common practice across farmland and the countryside in England." I couldn't give a toss if it's considered common practice. The use of these devices is cruel and pointless, and Protect the Wild will continue to highlight why we need a blanket ban across the UK. You'll be pleased to hear the fox was indeed rescued by activists, and DEFRA confirmed again that the government will indeed ban the use of these traps. I will of course keep you updated on this campaign as and when there are new developments. Next up, it's the story that dozens of high-profile gardeners joined a pro-shooting media platform. The likes of Alan Titchmarsh have joined a gardening channel on the pro-hunting and pro-shooting media site Scribehound. Never heard of it? Probably a good thing. Scribehound is listed in Protect the Wild's blood business database due to its pro-hunting and pro-shooting output, and its founder is one of the people behind the shooting marketplace Guns on Pegs. So obviously the team at Protect the Wild were quite disappointed, to say the least, that so many prominent gardeners were listed as contributors to Scribehound's new gardening channel. Amongst the names are Matthew Pottage, head of horticulture for London's Royal Parks, and Sue Biggs, the former Director General of the Royal Horticultural Society. It really begs the question how aware these figures are of the type of content that Scribehound platforms. Cast your mind back a few weeks to the man who said this.
The anti-hunting lobby, let's say by the animal rights extremist movement, has effectively been a person-on-person conflict using the excuse of animal welfare. It's nothing to do with animal welfare, it's just people against people. And therefore, the work we've been doing is in the legal space under the Equality Act 2010, and no work has been done to protect hunting or the minority group of people that partake in it, like us, since that act has been created.
Well, some of Scribe Hound's authors threw their weight behind the ludicrous idea that hunters should be recognised as a protected minority. And Scribe Hound decided to publish an article from Charlie Jackaby of Hunting Kind, in which he made completely disgusting remarks about the appearance of activist Chantel Lunt after she criticised the idea of hunters being made a minority on Good Morning Britain.
I say it's ridiculous, to be honest with you, Tricia. I actually had to check the date that it wasn't April the 1st, because clearly you cannot be seriously trying to equate your experiences with that of marginalised communities with a history of social oppression and marginalisation, who fought, you know, through campaigns such as Pride and Black civil rights movements for our rights. We've got no privileges. You can't seriously equate a hobby, a blood sport, with the experiences of marginalised groups such as LGBTQ+ and Black communities.
And
it's
the
quite
people with
frankly
disabilities.
insulting.
Well, in your opinion, you can't. In my opinion, you can.
Still remains to be seen whether any of the gardeners who have joined Scribe Hound's new channel will see sense, or whether this is just a sad reminder of how normalised hunting and shooting still is within Britain. Finally, we come to the series of shocking videos released by the Hunt Saboteur Association over the last few weeks. The footage was published by the HSA to mark the start of the new fox hunting season. I know, mental, and shows video recorded by hunters themselves of the sick practice of bolting. Just mental, isn't it? That people get some sort of sick thrill from doing this, from setting dogs on a terrified, defenseless fox, and then having the thought process to film it all too. I'm so glad the HSA has put these videos out into the public domain so people can see the true face of fox hunting. Fox hunting has to end. We must do everything we can to finish it off for good. I cannot face having to sit here in a year's time to still plead with the government to actually take some action on this. Protect the Wild has laid out a clear and detailed plan for how we can properly end the hunting of wild mammals. And so I urge you, if you're watching this and haven't already, please sign our petition for a proper ban. Thanks for watching the very first episode of this weekly roundup series. The plan is to get these videos out every Sunday evening as a means of keeping you informed with what's going on in the British countryside, and importantly, how you can get involved to help. If you've made it this far and you've not yet subscribed, what are you doing? Please do. It's free. It only takes a second, and it obviously means you won't miss a future upload. I'm keen to hear your thoughts on these type of videos too, so do drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I do read them all. Thanks for watching.